Hi, I'm Tad Bumbaugh, and I'd like to take a moment to talk to you about the national debt. In case you're not aware, the United States has managed to accumulate some $14.5 trillion in debt. While this fact is a little disputed, everyone has spent time arguing and bickering as to how to fix the problem. Three basic solutions have been offered up. The first of which is to increase taxes. And I'm sure you've heard all the talk about taxing the rich and making the rich pay their fair share. This is not only impractical, as even if you total the income of the most wealthy, the ones that are so talked about, it still doesn't do much to pay off the debt. It will pay it off eventually, but it's a span of decades. It's also bad for the economy, because if I'm an employer and I'm considering hiring more employees because I've got a small surplus of money and the taxes go up, I'll have to just take that money and use it to pay off the taxes. I can't hire any new employees. So if you wonder why the jobs numbers are so bad. The second approach, and the most obvious I would think, is cutting spending. Basically, we got here by spending too much, be it on worthwhile or not so worthwhile, or even completely asinine projects and initiatives. And basically, we have to either quit our squabbling and cut a certain percentage off the top of everything, or we have to get down to business and cut projects that aren't worth funding. And I'm not going to take tonight to get into that, because that in and of itself is a big enough debate. But we got here by spending too much, and how we get out of it, we're going to have to stop spending as much. Plain and simple. Now, the third suggested solution is to raise the debt limit. And that, of all things, is the most irresponsible. Essentially, it's saying, oh, well, another $100 that we don't have, we can spend. It's not going to hurt anything. They take all their time to tell each other, to tell their fellow congressmen and politicians, we've got to live like the average American household. When times are tough, you accommodate it. You don't spend as much. You know, maybe you don't take a vacation to Bermuda. Maybe you just, go to a national park nearby. It's funny to hear them say that when they're busy spending their heads off. But regardless, basically raising the debt ceiling would allow them to borrow more money. And this in and of itself not only is not going to solve the problem, because it just means we will put ourselves further in debt, but eventually countries are not going to want to buy our debt, because they know that we'll just keep accumulating it and we'll never get the problem fixed. As far as I'm concerned, raising the debt is not an option, because it's just going to encourage further spending and encourage us to dig ourselves deeper into a hole that we're already having trouble getting ourselves out of. That's basically it from my standpoint. We just need to cut spending. No new spending until we fix this problem. And I hope we can get it done, because otherwise it's going to be an interesting ride.